The first time that it hit me that coaching was my calling. So I was a football and wrestling coach for a junior high up in the Northwest Ohio area. And I had coached a kid it was his second year with me. When the kid first started, he was not very athletic. When I say he had difficulty walking and running at the same time, or running and talking, or walking and talking at the same time, it's quite literal. He ended up placing third place in a season-ending tournament, and which was a huge accomplishment. Third place is a great accomplishment for anybody, but it didn't hit me until after the tournament. His parents approached me, and they were just overwhelmed with gratitude. And they explained how their son has grown so much in the last 2 years that I was his coach. And obviously from the placement at the tournament, you can gauge his wrestling skills with that third place finish. But what they were talking about, what they spoke into, was his growth as a man, his growth as a person, what he valued, how he showed up, how he treated people. His mother was in tears and just couldn't get the words out, but she essentially was expressing how he listened to her now. He was respectful. And she gave me a lot of credit for that. And that hit home. That touched my heart. And that was the first time that I knew or had any inkling that coaching was my calling. I'd always loved coaching and managing people in my 25 plus years of sales experience, in leadership, recruiting. But this was the first time that I realized that I actually made an impact on somebody's life that was going to last throughout their high school, college, or athletic career. That these were changes, that these were things that were going to carry them through and create results for them throughout their entire life. So that was the very first time that I knew that this was my calling and this was what I was meant to do. Well, my name's Nick Padilla. I'm an action and accountability coach. I grew up in Toledo, Ohio, and I have two older sisters. My mom and dad are still married after 53 years. Very close family. It's definitely, family is really important to me. It always makes me smile when I think of previous clients, or even current clients that have really achieved massive results in their life. Elliot was a client of mine, and he really shifted and completely changed his entire career. Now he went from Atlanta, he's now living in Chicago, has a job that is really fueling his vision, and it's pushing him, moving him forward in his life, and it's creating a win-win situation towards his vision and goals. Marita is amazing. Like, she had this just zest for life, and she loves to dance, but wasn't dancing. Now she's dancing like religiously. She's down, I believe, last I checked, was 44 pounds, like 4 dress sizes. She actually lowered her cholesterol levels down to the point where her doctor says she doesn't need to come back and check in for 5 years. Maureen also just inspired her, and she's now taking action for her health. She's down, I'm not sure exactly how much weight, but she's burning fat. She's taking control back of her life, her career, her family. She actually really was able to shift and become closer with her parents and reestablish her relationship with them. Whereas before she started working with me, she was living in a victim mentality and really was a prisoner to her parents, and it was not a healthy dynamic to where they were taking advantage of her and just really not allowing her to live her life. But she's now taken her power back and she's now living her life, and she actually has a better relationship with her parents and still supporting them 100% and spending more quality time with them. So the way it works with every client, every new client, we start out with a consultation call. This is a chance for you and I to get together, on the phone, remotely. We can do a video conference, or if you're in town, we can do it in person as well. But this gives us a chance to get to know each other. Gives you a chance to get a good feel for who I am and what I'm all about, as well as we get to talk about your vision. We get to talk about goals that you're up to, that you're looking to achieve, and all the roadblocks that come up, struggles and roadblocks that are happening. And we get to figure out if it's going to be a great relationship and if it's something that we want, if we want to work together. Once the program starts, once we get that completed, and you're in the program, then we go to the second step, which would be I give you some homework. You probably haven't had homework in quite some time since you've been out of school. But yes, you get homework. It's really some detail. You get to do some work, put some work in, and really dig deep into what your goals are, even deeper than in our conversation. And you get to dig into deeper about your vision and what that looks like and how that's going to fit into your daily life. Once we have that complete, then I start putting together the programs that'll be tailored just to you and to your life and to everything that you have going on. The process is that we get to implement and integrate all these things into your daily life so you can take committed action on a daily basis. That means every day, committed action towards your vision and goals. The whole time I'm holding you accountable to those. So what it really looks like is we become really good friends and we have a lot of fun together, which is the key. I mean, you get to enjoy the process and you get to have fun as well, because going after your goals and visions and dreams should be fun. What do I do? Great question. I work with men on reclaiming their power and bringing that self-confidence back to the surface. This way they can take committed action towards their vision and their dreams without any fear of judgment or fear of failure. I'm your cheerleader when it supports you. I'm your friend when that supports you, but I'm also the drill sergeant when that supports you. My style of coaching. To quote Bruce Lee, he used to say, the art of fighting without fighting. I'm going to say that my style of coaching is coaching without coaching. By that I mean that whatever it takes, whatever that looks like, one day it may support you to have your best friend coaching you, somebody that's just inspiring you and has your back and it's just like, you got this, you can do this. And the next day it may be tough love. It may be your old high school coach, college coach, it may be an old teacher, or maybe a parent that is just that kick in your butt or lighting the fire under you to really get you going. But I have that ability to shift and to shift into whatever supports you the most at that time. What I offer as far as accountability is 100% honesty, brutal honesty. So whereas a friend or your parent that love you to death and don't want to hurt your feelings and don't want you to think anything negative at any time, or they always want to boost you up and make sure that you know what's working. Well, at the end of the day, we know what's working in our life. what's working in our life isn't what we get to look at. So in a coaching relationship, it's we get to look at what's not working. So you have my 100% guarantee that we will look at what's not working and start there. To really tap into, we get to look at your strengths, and we get to actually figure out what's going right for you, but you get a relentless motivator that's going to be looking constantly at what's not working and change that and shift. So we get to work on shifting what's not working into what could possibly work next time.